President William Ruto has reiterated that he will not allow the continued attacks on police officers. Speaking today at a church service in Taita Taveta, Ruto has condemned protesters for attacking police officers during demonstrations, noting that several of them who were injured during demonstrations called by Azimio la Umoja leaders are still nursing injuries in the hospital. President has also asked elected leaders to stop sabotaging the country with divisive politics. Alice Diana with more.
Even as various leaders and organizations continue to condemn the alleged excessive use of force by police on demonstrators, President William Ruto has condemned protesters for attacking the officers during demonstrations, warning that attacks on police officers is unacceptable and will not happen again in Kenya.
Vile ungependa mtoto wako afanyiwe.
The president, who was speaking during a Thanksgiving service at Mwatunge Primary School in Mwatate, Taita Taveta County on Sunday, said there are so many police officers in hospital who were injured by demonstrators using stones, knives and gun bullets.
Tuko na askari wengi wako mahospitali wameumizwa na mawe, wameumizwa na panga, wameumizwa na risasi, na ambayo viongozi wengine wanasukuma hiyo agenda. That is not right, fellow leaders. You cannot, whatever our differences, whatever the complaints we have, we cannot be part of a violent culture.
While noting that protests have not only led to the disruption of business and destruction of property, but also injuries to both civilians and police officers, Ruto termed it unfortunate that leaders were using other people's children to engage in protests while at the same time protecting their own.
Watoto wetu, kwa sababu tunawapenda, tunawasomesha, tunawapeleka holiday, tunawaprotect, tunawatafutia ajira, wengine hata tumewapeleka bunge. Alafu watoto wa Wakenya wengine ati unapatia pesa, unapatia mawe, ati waende wapige polisi, ati waende waharibu mali. Please, tukue na utu kama viongozi. Vile ungependa mtoto wako afanyiwe, fanyiwa mtoto ya mwingine. Kama wewe unasikia kabisa ya kwamba mtu apebe mawe aende apigane, patia mawe mtoto yako kwanza na bibi yako.
He urged the young people not to be lured by other leaders into fighting police officers, even as he called on the police officers to be firm on protesters who destroy property and businesses. The president also applauded the officers for fiercely dealing with protesters during demonstrations. On his part, Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi lashed out at Azimio leader Raila Odinga over what he termed as using the community as his shield for selfish interests. Mudavadi said it was selfish and greedy for the opposition leader to use poor members of his community to advance selfish interests.
There are people who have now specialized in using their communities as a shield to buttress their evil desires and their greed. We should not allow that to happen. All Kenyans are equal, and we should not try to use our communities as shields for our evil designs.
This comes even as the Azimio la Umoja coalition announced that protests against the high cost of living will resume this Wednesday after the end of the 3 days of protests that concluded on Friday. Alice Diana, Hope TV News Watch.